So I hope everyone is well today, whether you're participating live with us or watching the video later, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. It's all good. Keep a positive attitude. Keep calm. Be aware, mindful, conscientious, always, or if not always, as much as possible. So let's do a little bit of chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Tudayambi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tudayambi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tudayambi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatayambi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatayambi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatayambi Sangham saranam gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from their happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I've had to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I've had to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I've had to master them all. However endless the Buddha's way is, I've had to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhi soha. Tayata gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhi soha. Tayata gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhi soha. So I forgot to do the mudras with the certain prayer lines. And so I did them after the prayer. So hopefully that didn't put you off, slow you down. Just to remind you what they are, when we are paying homage to the Buddha, reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. I do this one. It's like that. It's like a lotus flower with the thumbs tucked in. Some people just have it flat like that. This is the way I do it, and like many people. And so it's like with the lotus flower, enlightenment, representing your own enlightened mind, with the body here, speech here, mind here in the heart center. Body, speech, and mind. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. Okay. And so it's also taking refuge as well at the same time. Okay. Then the second one is offerings, offering up the whole universe, basically. This is the mandala offering. And I won't explain to you because I recently actually shared a memory from a few years ago when I explained these things. So if you want to scroll back on Facebook or, you know, maybe maybe review all of the 240 odd classes we've done in Zoom all this time, as well as some other classes. Maybe you can spend a few months retreat doing that. No, I'm just joking around. But this is mandala, basically the whole universe and beyond. Okay, so offering up everything to do with your mind and physical things, everything. And then the teaching one is like this, hands like that and touching there. This is one of the many mudras of the Buddha giving teachings. Okay, so myself being a so-called teacher, I utilize this mudra when I say, may the teachings basically keep existing in the world. May there always be teachers teaching the teachings in the world. That's different words to the prayer, but that's what it means. Briefly. Okay, so let's do some meditation. So you can forget about mudras now for the minute. Forget about everything I just said. And even drop the prayers. Keep good intention though, keep the body chitta intention as you do the meditation, but really focus on the meditation. So initially we will release the tension in the body. So whatever position you're in, whether it's sitting upright on the floor, or on a cushion on the floor, on the couch, chair, or if you have to lie down due to having some physical aches and pains or something, bad back or something, then you do that. Keep your mind upright always during this, okay? Keep aware, or I should say be aware, be mindful, be conscientious. And if you are sitting upright, don't sit up rigidly, but also don't slouch, don't be lazy with your shoulders and so forth. So close your eyes gently, lips gently touching, tongue resting on the upper palate above the top teeth in the mouth. And bring your mind inside the body. And we will briefly release the tension inside the body if you have any, and if you're able to. In your own time, when you do your own meditations, I advise you to do it for longer than we can do it in this short Dharma class. Okay? Pay more attention, especially to areas that you may have some chronic problems in, as you do this type of meditation, for instance. But also to spend more time doing the other ones, the breath meditation, which we'll do shortly, and the loving kindness meditation. So starting at the tips of your toes, release whatever tension you may have in this area. And work your way all around your feet, the bottom of the feet, the balls, the arches, the heels, top of the feet, and around your ankles and Achilles tendons, and lower legs, calf muscles, shin areas, and all around your knees. As we pass these areas, focusing on them, release whatever tension you may have. The upper legs now, quads, hamstrings, and then up to your midsection, all around your hips, groin, glutes, and to your lower back, and just above your hips and your lower stomach, and further up your stomach, up your sides, and to the center of your back. Release from around your chest and underneath your arms and your upper back. Rhomboid muscles, lateral muscles, up to the upper trap muscles that run between the neck and the shoulders, and release from your shoulders, biceps and triceps, around your elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and thumbs. Now bring your focus up to your neck and release whatever tension you may have from around your neck. from near your throat, so the front of your neck, sides of your neck, and the back of your neck, and up the back of your head, and sides of your head, around your ears and temples, and from all around your face, around your cheekbones, cheeks. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw, your chin and your mouth, nose, sinuses, eye sockets and eyes. Make sure you're not frowning on your forehead. And finally, release from the crown of your head. Now, very briefly, scan your body from the bottom to the top again, just like we did. And just, if there's any leftover tension, just release it. And when you are ready, bring your focus initially to the tip of your nose. And now we will do the breath meditation, anapanasati, mindfulness of the breath. Follow the feeling of the breath as you breathe in your nose, past your throat, which is when it's quiet, when you're breathing in, it's quite cool as the air passes your throat. Then past your bronchial area, all the way into your lungs. You can even note, just to help you to keep focused on the feeling of the breath, that the lungs, as they fill with air, the stomach rises a little bit due to the lungs expanding. Then as you breathe out, the lungs compress and therefore the stomach drops a bit. And as you breathe out, the air is quite warm as it passes your throat after being on the way out your nose, after being inside the body. These extra details can help you focus on the feeling of the breath as you breathe in and out. You can also add the extra technique of counting the breaths from 1 to 10, not past 10 though, because we don't want the counting to become the focus. One in-breath and one out-breath is 1, and so on. If you get distracted on the way towards 10 though, go back to 1 at that time. So as you're focusing on the feeling of the breath, if thoughts arise, or any mental feelings or other activities arise, don't cling to them or grasp at them. Also, don't try to force them away or deny them, but simply and naturally just replace your mind back onto your breath. And as you do so, let go of any thoughts or activities mentally. And if your mind starts to become dull or sleepy, then wake it up a little bit by refocusing on your breath more brightly. Also, it may be really helpful to point out here that when you are practicing this breath meditation, and also the loving kindness meditation coming up soon, try to keep your body still, even if you have an urge to move. Remember that these sessions are quite short because of the length of the Zoom Dharma class. It's quite short too. So you don't have to stop fidgeting, you could say, for too long. So if you can, just keep your body still. What that will do will help you keep your mind still, and vice versa. So let's practice like this in silence, just for a little bit. So now you can feel very pleased with yourself for engaging in this session of meditation and feel yourself with so much loving kindness. Utilize the visualization technique of filling your whole being with the white light, the pure white, universal loving kindness, which also includes compassion, universal compassion, and joy and equanimity. Feel yourself with so much of this universal loving kindness that also includes friendliness, forgiveness, respect, appreciation, and so on. Multifaceted word of metta in Pali or Maitri in Sanskrit. Fill yourself with so much of this loving kindness that it now overflows and radiates outwards from your heart center, from your heart chakra, and enters the heart chakras of all sentient beings. Initially, we start with our loved ones, family, and friends, filling them with the white light too, universal loving kindness. Have the wish that they are happy, free from suffering, and are peaceful. Now also include those we regard as strangers, those people we're indifferent towards. Fill them with the universal loving kindness as well, and wish likewise. And also to those we find difficult, may regard as enemies. Extend and radiate this loving kindness through the white light, or utilizing the white light to them too. And now beyond just human beings, let's include all sentient beings, initially around your immediate area, all the sentient beings that live on the land, under the land, in the waters, fly through the air, whether they're born from wombs, eggs, moisture, or through transformation. All sentient beings, whether weak or strong, great or small, short or tall, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or still to be born, may they all be happy, free from suffering, and be peaceful. And eventually realize the supreme truth, the true nature, what we call enlightenment. Now radiate this loving kindness out throughout your whole state or county. And other states and counties throughout your whole country. And other countries throughout the whole world. Initially, those you're familiar with and have an affinity towards. Also those you're indifferent towards, which I imagine is most of them. And even to those you may have some negative feelings about. And also have your loving kindness pervade throughout all of the oceans, which host the vast majority of living beings on this planet, down to the core of the earth and to the outermost atmosphere. And beyond this planet alone, radiate your loving kindness throughout the whole solar system and the galaxy and universe and beyond. Having your loving kindness pervade throughout infinite space, of which you are not disconnected from. Everything is interconnected, interdependent. Also be present here and now, and we will recite the dedication prayer. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious body, Chitta, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of Shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. Okay, so we'll continue the commentary on Master Atisha's heart advice. And let me just have a look here. So this advice was given by the Master Atisha to one of his students, Venerable Changshuk. Venerable Changshuk, Tibetan monk, great master himself in his own time. So after obviously he was asking the Master Atisha questions and for some advice. The 47 lines in the whole of the teachings. We have 4, 7, 18 to go, including the one I just kind of mentioned to you. And so 18 out of 47, I think it is, if I remember my counting and initial counting. And so what I thought I'd do today is I'll just read to you blandly the first, what is that? What did I say? So the first 29 of these, and then we'll do another 4 today, have commentary on those. I won't give any more commentary on the previous ones because you can revisit and review the other classes on the YouTube channel. It's probably the easiest way, or if you prefer, then on Facebook, just scroll down until you get to the ones you want to view, so I don't repeat myself too much. And yeah, there we go. Until you attain enlightenment, the spiritual teacher is indispensable. Therefore, rely upon the holy spiritual guide. Until you realize ultimate truth, listening is indispensable. Therefore, listen to the instructions of the spiritual guide. Since you cannot become a Buddha merely by understanding Dharma, practice earnestly with understanding. Avoid places that disturb your mind, and always remain where your virtues increase. Until you attain stable realizations, worldly amusements are harmful. Therefore, abide in a place where there is no such distractions. There are no such distractions. Avoid friends who cause you to increase delusions, and rely upon those who increase your virtue. This you should take to heart. Since there is never a time when worldly activities come to an end, limit your activities. Dedicate your virtues throughout the day and night, and always watch your mind. Because you have received advice, whenever you are not meditating, always practice in accordance with what your spiritual guide says. If you practice with great devotion, results will arise immediately, without your having to wait for a long time. If from your heart you practice in accordance with Dharma, both food and resources will come naturally to hand. Friends, the things you desire give no more satisfaction than drinking seawater. Therefore, practice contentment. Avoid all haughty, conceited, proud, and arrogant minds, and remain peaceful and subdued. Avoid activities that are said to be meritorious, but which in fact are obstacles to Dharma. Profit and respect are nooses of the Maras, so brush them aside like stones on the path. Words of praise and fame serve only to beguile us. Therefore, blow them away as you would blow your nose. Since the happiness, pleasure, and friends you gather in this life last only for a moment, put them all behind you. Since future lives last for a very long time, gather up riches to provide for the future. You will have to depart, leaving everything behind, so do not be attached to anything. Generate compassion for lowly beings, and especially avoid despising or humiliating them. Have no hatred for enemies, and no attachment for friends. Do not be jealous of others' good qualities, but out of admiration adopt them yourself. Do not look for faults in others, but look for faults in yourself, and purge them like bad blood. Do not contemplate your own good qualities, but contemplate the good qualities of others and respect everyone as a servant would. See all living beings as your father or mother and love them as if you were their child. Always keep a smiling face and a loving mind, and speak truthfully without malice. If you talk too much with little meaning, you will make mistakes. Therefore, speak in moderation, only when necessary. If you engage in many meaningless activities, your virtuous activities will degenerate. Therefore, stop activities that are not spiritual. And the last one from last week, it is completely meaningless to put effort into activities that have no essence. In other words, it's meaningless, really, to put effort into activities that don't lead you towards enlightenment. Or at very least, if you're thinking from a worldly perspective, that don't lead to happiness, lead to some sort of satisfaction or some sort of contentment and benefiting yourself and others. Maintaining the pure, as much as possible, bodhicitta, or altruistic, great compassionate intention. So it's completely meaningless to put effort into activities that have no essence, that have no meaning. It should be really obvious, shouldn't it? But so often we do that. I think we are, as human beings, especially, we are very attached to distractions. We don't want to look at our faults because they may upset us, but we have to look at our faults. Otherwise, how can we purify them? How can we know our good qualities if we don't look at our faults? And then we also have to, even though the master says here, don't dwell on your own good qualities, we have to be aware of our good qualities so that we know what it is that we need to increase. Well, first of all, protect, and then increase, eventually perfect. Do things like this, then it's meaningful. It has good meaning. It has essence. But all other things, unless you have the bodhicitta intention, I remind you here, make a note that you can do anything that is not harmful, that brings benefit, anything, as long as you keep the good intention. You go play golf, no problem. Eat a big meal, no problem. Go for a walk, no problem. Watch a movie, no problem. Keep good bodhicitta intention. And don't attach to any of it. Don't get all emotional with it, Okay, so the next lot, how long will we have? Not that much, actually, not much time. I just share with you that I've kind of recapped that one. All right, so we leave that one there now. And then today we have another 4, which we can get through quite easily. And then we will do another 4. We'll probably do 4 a week. And so eventually we're getting on very close to actually getting onto the 6 parameters again, where he speaks about these things. I was going to recite them to you today, but we'll leave that because we start doing them from next week. Okay, so the next line, the next teaching is, if the things you desire do not come, it is due to karma created long ago. Therefore, keep a happy and relaxed mind. So even if you don't get what you want, still be happy. Many reasons to be happy, contented, if you are practicing Dharma, if you are keeping the bodhicitta intention. What did it say, that last word? Oh, relaxed. Yeah, very easy to be relaxed. You just have to pay attention to it. Pure awareness, pure mindfulness, pure conscientiousness. Then we can be relaxed. We can be happy, even if it's not the mahasukha, the ultimate happiness of enlightenment, which doesn't change. But, so if the things that you desire do not come, it is due to your past karma. Cause and effect. Contemplate well the cause and effect. We did, I think, maybe the contemplation on law of karma. I don't know how many, somewhere between 4 and 8 weeks last year, I should say, when we were going through the four preliminary contemplations of contemplating the precious human life, impermanence, law of karma, and the unsatisfactory nature of cyclic existence. So contemplate it well, get to know the finer details. First of all, get to know it maybe on a gross level, very obvious level. Obviously, any bad actions of the body, speech, and mind will bring unsavory results. Therefore, avoid them. If you want good results, savory results, happiness results, then engage in the causes of those. Engage in wholesome acts of the mind, the body, and the speech. But if you don't get what you want right now, it's due to your previous karma. So just be content. Don't worry so much. Don't grasp at it. Don't grasp at the things you think you desire. Just like in the meditation, don't cling to things. Don't grasp at them. But also don't try to force things away that maybe some things are unsavory for you right now. Don't try to force them away. That creates extra stress, extra worries, extra stuff. We're already experiencing the difficult stuff. Don't create extra difficult stuff in that moment. A lot of our suffering can be released here and now. Of course, because of the karma we've created in the past, not all of it. All right, so let's have a look at the next one. Beware, offending a holy being is worse than dying. Therefore, be honest and straightforward. So when we're engaging with, our teachers and other practitioners, especially you could say holy being and say bodhisattva, could be a Buddha in disguise, whenever engaging with anybody, we should be honest and we should be straightforward and not offend them by lying to them, not offend them really because offending is really disrespecting, isn't it? Don't disrespect them. Be straightforward and don't waste the time as well with meaningless stuff. I think that'll do for that. It's also about respecting yourself. That's a big deal. Since all the happiness and suffering of this life arise from previous actions, do not blame others. So if we are experiencing suffering, don't point a finger at others, even though on occasions it may look in that moment that someone else caused you suffering. Maybe someone hit you with a stick. But actually, the fact that you got hit by a stick by someone else actually is because of your previous karma. This is just a silly little metaphor, you could say. Okay, so don't attach to my teaching of the stick. Okay, so whatever suffering you experience now is due to what you caused in the past. Don't blame others for your difficulties. Don't blame yourself. Just recognize you created it. That's all, isn't it? Blaming is pointless. Blaming, we just drag ourselves down. Once again, that's extra stuff. Don't create the extra stuff. So if you take anything out of this teaching today, don't create extra stuff. We already experienced difficult stuff. Let's not add to it by adding anxiety and worry and so on. Since all the happiness is suffering of this life arise from previous actions, so all of your happiness has arisen from previous actions. Good. That's a good thing. Continue, because the good karma gets exhausted if you don't continue creating it, continue accumulating the merit. All happiness comes from the blessings of your spiritual guide. Therefore, always repay his kindness or her kindness. So when you receive teachings from somebody, whether you read a book written by somebody, then really appreciate it, and realize these blessings come from all the way back to the Buddha, even before that, that this is a direct lineage of the Buddha. Okay, I know we're in under a minute, so I'll have to stop there. So always repay the kindness of others that have helped you, especially those that have helped you on the Dharma path. And all the blessings are there, right back to the Buddha's time. teacher to teacher to teacher to teacher to teacher, or I should say teacher to student, and so on, right up to this moment. So rejoice in that and your own inner spiritual guide, rejoice in that. And I rejoice in your meritorious goodness. Look forward to seeing you next week where we continue this commentary. Practice and share the Dharma to the best of your ability. Remain calm, aware, mindful. Namo Buddhaya.